Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. WWE's landscape arguably changed for the better when Triple H took over the creative duties. Recently, the game claimed that he always envisioned Roman Reigns to be a top guy in the company. Over a decade ago, Roman Reigns entered the business as Leaky as part of WWE's developmental system. The original tribal chief has come a long way in the industry, breaking several records under both regimes. Triple H disclosed that he knew the amount of success and change Reigns could bring to the company when they first interacted. In an interview with Vanity Fair, Triple H recalled that he and Dusty Rhodes discussed Roman Reigns' potential in the industry. The King of Kings added that he wanted a talent like Reigns to be the top guy in the company, as he had the intangible factor, which they constantly looked for in new athletes. In 2022, Triple H became the head of creative and made several positive changes. With the game at the helm, the product has evolved and attracted several new viewers. In an exclusive interview with Sportskeeda Wrestling, WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle praised the game's work in the company as the chief content officer. He added that the promotion was in safe hands, as the 14-time world champion understood the current wrestling landscape. He is committed to producing detailed, factual, and unbiased reports free of opinion, which will resonate with both long-term and newer fans. When not writing about pro wrestling, Akansh is engaged in the dynamic worlds of pop culture, anime, and Fortnite. Akansh is a WWE news writer in Sportskeeda. After getting hooked on professional wrestling in 2008 watching WWE and TNA, he found himself admiring the work ethic and passion of the wrestlers for their craft, the business, and the industry as a whole. With a postgraduate degree in writing and currently pursuing a master's degree in communication, Akansh's knack for writing and love of pro wrestling eventually led him to SK 7 years ago, before he found a permanent place in the division in 2021, initially writing SEO content and transitioning to news in April 2022. In the world of professional wrestling, few names have carried as much weight and influence over the last few decades as Paul Triple H Levesque. A 14-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, a stalwart of the Attitude Era, and an integral figure behind the scenes as a creator and executive, Triple H has played many roles in the WWE. One of his defining attributes, however, may not be his in-ring ability or his status as a corporate powerhouse, but rather his relentless pursuit of putting over what he believes to be the right talent. From his early days as a part of D-Generation X to his evolution as a main event player, and eventually to his behind-the-scenes role as an executive, Triple H has always been deeply invested in the future of WWE, and more specifically, in ensuring that the right people become the top stars of the company. But who exactly does Triple H see as the top guy, and why does he have such a specific vision for WWE's future? Let's take a deeper dive into this fascinating aspect of his career and legacy. Triple H's entry into the wrestling world in the mid-1990s was marked by his early gimmick of Hunter Hearst Helmsley, a blue-blooded snob with an aristocratic persona. While that character wasn't immediately a crowd favorite, it marked the start of Levesque's professional rise. The first notable moment of his career came when he became a part of the faction known as D-Generation X to DX. In 1997, alongside Shawn Michaels, Chyna, and later X-Pac. This group's rebellious and entertaining antics helped catapult him to a main event status. However, despite his success, Triple H always saw himself as part of a larger mission, not just to succeed, but to help others succeed as well. In interviews, he's often discussed how his own rise was due to the guidance of others, most notably his close friendship with Shawn Michaels. Michaels, who had already established himself as one of the top talents in WWE by the time Triple H arrived, was a massive influence on Levesque, both inside and outside the ring. The Heartbreak Kid was pivotal in molding Triple H into the performer he would later become. But beyond just helping his own career, Triple H also learned the importance of creating new stars for the future of the company. As Michaels passed the torch to him, Triple H began to think about his own role in the larger WWE landscape. How could he, as both a talent and eventually a corporate figure, give back to the industry? While Triple H has undeniably benefited from his prominent position within WWE, one of the most consistent aspects of his career has been his desire to elevate others. He has always seemed to take a special interest in fostering the next top guy, the next megastar who could carry the company forward. But it wasn't always about pushing the same type of wrestlers who had historically been given the spotlight. Perhaps the most famous example of Triple H's role in establishing the next top WWE star came in the form of John Cena. Cena, like Triple H before him, was a product of the company's ruthless work ethic and commitment to larger-than-life personas. But what made Cena stand out was his never-say-die attitude and his ability to connect with a global audience. Triple H, for all his in-ring accomplishments and business acumen, recognized Cena's potential at a time when many others were skeptical about the former rapper-turned-wrestler. Cena's meteoric rise to the top of WWE's ranks came in the mid-2000s. Triple H, despite having a long-standing rivalry with Cena, understood that the company needed a superstar who could transcend wrestling and become a mainstream pop culture figure. His role in facilitating Cena's rise, even at the cost of his own momentum, cannot be understated. Triple H, in his backstage role as a mentor and as part of the WWE creative team, was instrumental in pushing Cena to be the face of the company during its most challenging economic times. While Cena's rise to prominence was a significant moment, Triple H's long-term vision for the future of WWE came to fruition with the creation of NXT, WWE's developmental territory. NXT became the breeding ground for the next generation of wrestling talent, not only giving them the chance to hone their craft, but also giving them the platform to rise through the ranks and potentially become the company's next top star. Triple H has always had a strong belief in the concept of passing the torch. He was the beneficiary of it during his feud with Shawn Michaels, and now he was creating the system through which other performers could have the same opportunity. NXT became a launching pad for names like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and most notably, a young upstart by the name of Adam Cole, who quickly became a focal point of the brand. When Triple H took over the reins of NXT, he was adamant about developing talent who had the potential to transcend the wrestling world and create a legacy. He didn't want NXT to just be a developmental brand. He wanted it to be a top-tier platform that could rival WWE's main roster. The aim was clear. Triple H wanted NXT to produce WWE's future top guy. Whether it was through the in-ring work or the larger-than-life personas, Triple H made sure that NXT was fertile ground for WWE's next wave of stars. Of course, the most significant example of Triple H's long-term vision for WWE and the top guy came in the form of Roman Reigns. Reigns' path to becoming the face of WWE was not a smooth one. When he was first presented as a potential top babyface in the mid-2010s, fans rejected him, citing his lack of connection with the audience. At the time, many saw Reigns as forced into the role of WWE's next top guy, primarily because of his family lineage. His cousin, The Rock, had already established himself as a Hollywood megastar. Triple H, despite the backlash, remained convinced that Roman Reigns had the talent, charisma, and drive to become the company's next dominant force. Their infamous feud in 2016, culminating in their match at WrestleMania 32, wasn't just a storyline, it was Triple H's commitment to ensuring that Reigns was properly positioned as WWE's top guy, regardless of fan sentiment. Triple H's commitment to Reigns, despite the crowd's opposition, speaks volumes about his belief in the future of the business and his determination to see a new generation of talent rise to the occasion. Eventually, Triple H's faith in Reigns paid off. Reigns, following a series of character evolutions, including his head-of-the-table persona, became WWE's undisputed top guy in the late 2010s and 2020s, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest stars in the history of the company. Triple H's vision for WWE has always been one of growth, development, and progression. He has never been content with resting on the laurels of past success. His goal has always been to look ahead, to find the next great talent who can carry the company forward and ensure its continued success. Whether it's through mentoring, creating opportunities, or giving his own time in the ring to elevate others, Triple H's quest to put the right talent at the top of WWE has shaped the company for decades. As WWE moves into the future, Triple S's legacy will continue to be one of mentorship, vision, and most importantly, a tireless commitment to ensuring that the next generation of stars has the chance to shine as brightly as the icons who came before them. And while his own status as a multi-time champion may never be overshadowed, his real success will likely be found in the stars he helped to create, the top guys of tomorrow.